he doesn't really pose much of a threat because of him not having his ultimate. He can't really suppress anyone. There you see me letting the Lee Sin know that it's not worth it for him to stand up here because of the that was bad. That was some weird lag on the recording. Because if he had stayed up here, I wouldn't have been able to throw anything to help him. Here you see me notice the Warwick. He's not really looking to get me. The one thing that makes Jarvan kind of an interesting solo top is his martial cadence. It means that if someone tries to come toward you and you can just throw that one attack on them, it deals percentage-based damage, which is really, really nice. You know, 8% of their current health is extremely handy. You see me just kind of trying to last hit, bring the wave down as fast as possible. So here we see their Ashe is kind of really far back, playing super cautious, can't really do very much. So you see the Lee Sin looking to gank bottom. There's LeBlanc kind of overstepping a little bit. They catch her. And there you see the kill. Generally, that was kind of a bad play overall. The Alistar did try to hold down the Lee Sin, but the LeBlanc didn't really try to make a play to get away. Instead, she kept pressing aggressive when they obviously didn't have any wards out. So here you see me. I've got one ward, a boots, and a regrowth pendant. The regrowth is because of the early harass that's going on right now, and also the ward is obviously just to place so I can't get ganked by the Warwick. Typically, you're going to want to dual ward. You're going to want to ward about here and about here to ensure that you can't really be ganked at all in top lane. And then for bottom, it's basically the opposite. You want to put it here and here to avoid the gank, because both are extremely important to have warded out. Because if you don't have them warded, it's immensely hard to get away from the gank, because you can't really predict where they're going to come from. Having it here, you can generally get a gauge on if they're coming from this way or from this way. Having a ward here obviously just protects river. There are some people who like to put the ward about here to catch both, but I don't know. I like having it in bushes. It's just so much margin. Here you see us kind of trade. One thing about Cat that's interesting is she doesn't really have the damage output early game, particularly with her item setup, to really try to kill me. Particularly because I do have the magic resist cloak. So I take a nice amount of reduced damage. You know, I take 45% reduced damage, so she's hitting me for a decent amount of damage, but not nearly enough with her ultimate to make it worth trying to attack me with it. Also, because I have the ward, I don't have to be afraid like the last time of the ward coming down, but I am making sure to keep track of about how much time I have on it. You see me kind of pull away a little bit. And there's the cat. She flashes away. Oh, yeah, Lee Sin notices Warwick, so I start recalling back. And I mentioned I'm getting my Philo Stone. It's always good to have it, because for tanks that use mana, the Philo Stone's really nice, because it usually gives you just enough mana regen. I know they reduce the amount of mana regen now. with the latest patch, so I'm gonna have to test and see how badly that affects the play. So I'm starting to run back. You know, she's kind of pushing, but I get there reasonably.